ขอให้ท่านเข้าแถวตามป้ายของกลุ่มธุรกิจเพื่อรอเจ้าหน้าที่เช็คชื่อเพื่อให้ทราบว่าท่านปลอดภัยและโปรดอย่ากลับเข้าไปยังที่เกิดเหตุอีกจนกว่าจะได้รับแจ้งว่าเหตุการณ์สงบและเข้าสู่ภาวะปกติทางสถาบันผู้นำเชื่อมั่นว่าจากขั้นตอนปฏิบัติเมื่อเกิดเหตุฉุกเฉิน3ขั้นตอนที่นำเสนอจะช่วยให้ทุกท่านได้รับความปลอดภัยขณะใช้งานห้องออดิโทเรียมอาคารฝึกอบรมสถาบันผู้นำแห่งนี้สวัสดีครับ
Good morning.
Good morning, everyone. Please be seated at your seat. We're gonna start very soon.
For those of you who are in front of the auditorium, could you please make your way into the auditorium and kindly be seated? Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Forum for World Education 2022. And I'm Angel Chen Wei, Young Leader from Forum for World Education.
And I'm Elizabeth Sadler Linanushai as your host. Before we begin the conference, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to ask all guests to please stand up. ขอเชิญทุกท่านยืนขึ้นนะคะ For the royal anthem performed by the students from Concordian International School.
Thank you, all honorable guests. Please be seated.
Next up, we have some special opening performances by the students of Concordian International School.
And I'd like to invite the high school student government of the Concordian International School, Hui Hui, to tell us more about the performance.
Please give her a big round of applause.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Raivin Sajang, a student from Concordian International School. At Concordian, students are encouraged to explore Thai culture and Thai tradition. Through this process of learning, I discovered that Thai arts is much more than just for enjoyment. It also reflects the sacred way of Thai life: compassion, modesty, open-mindedness, respect, and more. Today, us students from Concordian has prepared a very special performance to showcase Thai culture through its music and dance. Our first performance is a musical piece, Hom Rong Jin Tok Mai. Hom Rong Jin Tok Mai is a playful piece that highlights the beauty and the sound of each and every instrument in the Thai musical band, followed by a Thai and Western music fusion. Our second performance is a dance from northern Thailand, Phon Phang Prateep. Phon Phang Prateep is a dance from northern Thailand, and its song's name refers to a candle that emits bright lights. There is also an old Thai saying, Sang Sawang Thang Panya, which refers to bright lights in the path of obtaining new knowledge. Therefore, through this performance, we would like to wish everyone a wonderful experience here at the Forum for World Education and hope that everyone will find their bright lights as lifelong learners. 早上好，女士们、先生们，我的名字是张天慧， 来自泰国英汉国际学校的高三学生。我们的学校鼓励学生探索泰国文化，无论是通过泰
So this is the translation of what she just said in Thai. I suspect that would be the English version follows. So please be patient. Thank you.
展示出泰国文化。我们第一场表演是一曲飘起的泰国歌曲《โหมโรงจีนดอกไม้》。我们第二场表演是从泰国北部来的舞蹈ฟ้อนผางประทีปฟ้อนผางประทีป的意思是发出光明的蜡烛。在泰国在语中也有一句俗话说แสงสว่างทางปัญญา。这个俗话的意思就是获取知识的道路上总有光明，所以通过这次表演，我们希望大家在这次 Forum for World Education 有一个美好的体验，能找到属于自己的光明。谢谢大家。
Wow, what a great performance from the students of the Concordian International School, Lisa.
Of course, I did enjoy the performance. I hope that you enjoy as much as we do. So now, ladies and gentlemen, the representative of Concordian International School, Thailand, would like to say a few words. Please welcome Mr. Santipong Chearavanont.
Welcome.
But before that, ladies and gentlemen, I do apologize. I believe that we have another very special performance that the students from the Concordian International School would like us to enjoy. So please bear with us for the speech of our executives and let's enjoy the final performance. Please give them a big round of applause.
Thank you so much. It's a very talented show by the students from the Concordian School, and it really has given us a sense of Thai culture and the beauty of the art.
Thanks to all the students. And that was Phon Phang Prateep, which is an ancient Northern Thai dance performed to worship the Lord Buddha. And the song name refers to a candle which emits bright lights. So now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to hear from our representative of Concordian International School, Thailand. Please welcome Mr. Santipong Chearavanont.
Good morning, Senior Chairman Dhanin Chearavanont, Dr. Chen Davis, founder of the Forum of World Education, esteemed guests, and all participants. My name is Santipong Chearavanont Ross. Today, I am Convarni Chearavanont Ross representative and a graduate of her life's work, Concordian International School. Convarni Chearavanont is the founder of Concordian International School and a member of the steering committee of the Forum of World Education. And now I shall continue with her speech. In the past years, we've been witnesses to so many conflicts around the world, as well as the continuation of the biggest pandemic in the century. Living through these difficult times of changes, strategies, and instabilities, we can view them as troubles and headaches, or we can learn from them and better prepare ourselves for what to come. In every crisis, there's an opportunity for us to be part of solving the problem or acting with compassion. Change will always come, and we hope to be part of the positive changes in this ever-evolving world. We must ask ourselves, in the seemingly chaotic and unsettled world, what can we do to make a positive difference? Well, even if we can't change the bad to good, we can definitely do more good and better the world and help our fellow people. As far as world education, in November 2019, Senior Chairman Dhanin Chearavanont said that education should go online so we can share more knowledge around the world. At the time, many people thought it was not possible to get a quality education online and would not be the same as education in person. Only a few months after the pandemic has spread around the world, students from grade 1 to university had to adapt to study online. The pandemic made us realize that if we have to change, we can. This poses the question, if knowledge is freely accessible, then do we still need schools? Yes, we do. Schools play 3 important roles. First, making sure they use the knowledge adequately with responsibility and ethics. Second, guiding the students on treating others with integrity and compassion. Third, teaching them to be more resilient. Educators and students have been focusing on knowledge in terms of reading, writing, memorizing, and getting the best grade, instead of other aspects of life, such as more hands-on work experience. It is about preparing the students adequately for the real world. Convarni always tells her students, it is not the A, B, C, or D that you will be getting from your classes that really matter. Instead, is what you can learn and the will to try your very best and not give up. Because an F in the real world is when you give up before trying. An A comes from hard work, resilience, and having integrity in all things you do, while always having compassion towards others in the long journey ahead. This is our mission, nurturing the next generation with integrity, compassion, resilience, and an ethical mind to make a positive change in this world. With great respect to Dr. Chen Davis and her vision to move and change education can only be done through all of us and those in power, pushing and supporting the changes that's much needed in today's world. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Santipong Chearavanont, the representative of Concordian International School, for your kind words. And now, ladies and gentlemen, before we proceed, just to inform you that a translation of this conference is available via the earphones provided. So please tune in to channel 1 if you want to listen in English, and channel 2 for Thai. And for those of you who are watching online, you can go use the globe icon on the menu bar to change the language.
Thank you very much, Lisa. And distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, welcome again to the Forum for World Education 2022. 3 years ago, we gathered together in Paris and we discovered the topic of the future for education. And today we're gathered here in Thailand to continue this ambitious topic, the future for education. Today, we'll discuss together the future for education. How do we equip the youth with better skills so that we have better jobs, better lives, and a better world? We really appreciate everyone who tried so much of your efforts to come here to Thailand and travel all the way so that we can be here together in this room. Lisa, I have a story to share.
Yes.
We have a young leader actually coming here today. He got COVID about a week ago. And in order to make his efforts come all the way here, he had like 10 eggs every day, 10 bottles of juices every day in order to come here so that he could get well as soon as possible to get here. And he's actually here with us today, flew all the way from London. And I do think that it's a great example of how we all appreciate the mission of the Forum for World Education. He's also one of our sponsors. Stand up, Tony. I think you deserve a round of applause. And I think everyone deserves a round of applause because we traveled so far to come to Thailand for the mission to deliver the message of FWE.
Definitely. So thank you, Tony, for making the hard effort, and we wish you good health and all of you here as well. So I would like to thank you everyone for your work on promoting the mission of FWE and embrace education. And now we will hear from the co-founder of FWE, Mr. Guangfa Wang, who will join us virtually in this video. Please take a look.
尊敬的严正主席谢国强先生 ，OECD 安德烈先生，首先。 我作为 FWE 创始人之一，祝贺本次凝聚智慧的论坛会的召开。这次论坛会的主题是：我们如何塑造教育的未来，以适应全球经济的趋势。
Please wait a moment. So the screen is not showing.
信息化、经济、贸易一体化、教育跨境创新发展，未来培养国际化人才的精准专业标准，随着 人类文明的进步，不断地在发生重大的变化。人才掌物支撑，论天下之事，应天下之变，适应联合国宪章人类命运共同体的新载体的要求。 教育改变一切的未来，未来只有教育改变世界。优质先进的教育资源是实现中国教育与国际教育融合、改革创新发展的必由之路的大趋势。引进来。 走出去，实现国际教育资源的公平、 优质先进教育资源的公平竞争，实现移动教学，改变世界教育的公平，全面发展。我觉得这是时代的潮流，也是国际培养国际化、适应国际事务、扮演重要角色的人才标准。祝本次论坛圆满成功，谢谢大家。
Thanks from the wishes from China, from Mr. Wang Guangfa. And then now let's welcome the lady and the scholar who brought us all here today, the president of FWE, Dr. Chen Davis.
I'm so excited and I don't know what to say. All of the things I wrote down, I forgot it. So you have to bear with me. So I just wanted to welcome everybody and come to this magnificent building and the location in the Thailand. FWE, only 3 years, little baby. We built up, and why we built up this FWE is because all of us believe the power of the education. Only education can make the world better. No one can destroy our country. But if you don't have the good education, you destroy yourself. This is why we are here to promote the education. And also we are here to promote business leaders' leadership for education, because we trust only business leaders create jobs. Business leaders make the country's economic growth. So they know much better. They know what workforce quality will be. But today's education, we face big challenge. And we don't have the business leader take in charge. We just disconnected with the business leaders' improvement, the influence and the strategy. So that is our big challenge. But I want you to know, FWE, we just want to make sure this stage is business leaders' stage. And I'm the educator. I learn from them. I support them. Any idea from them, we want to really seriously concerned to go to our research, to working with them and broken the gap between business leaders and the policymakers and the educators. So we try to make this happen is because our history already proved this. And I have to say, the second thing I want to say, why FWE think education is the only power for better world. Everybody knows. And in the United States, after World War II, President Roosevelt, he focused on the education. That's we have our America, have tons of the young leader become the engineer, become the scientist. So they built up fundamental for America have today. Then we can say in Singapore, and I have a privilege to meet with the former president of Singapore, Lee Kuan-yew. He told me, I asked him, why you invest so much on education? Your national budget, number one is defense, number two is education. His answer is, Singapore is a small country. We don't have the natural resource. We only have a people. So we want to invest in the people. You can say today's Singapore is standard in the Asia, standard in the world. They are very good workforce quality, and their quality is good, and their society is safe. And why happened? Because his strategy invests on the people and the education. So then you say, another country we are going to learn from our stage is Switzerland. You can ask us, why Swiss population, 84% do not go to college. They only go to vocational schools because that system make the people in Switzerland has the topest scale, and the innovation in their company is very standard in the world. So, and you have to understand, though all of this successful experience, you will hear from our conference. We invited 75 speakers and 58 in person, and we also use technology to online the rest of the speakers. And I just want you to know, and you will have the very rich conference. You will work with us for today. And at the same time, we will say and how we can look forward for future. So now I want to make the thank you. First one I want to thank you is CPRI, great professional team, and the president of the CPRI, and the K and the CPRI is good, but you have to forgive me. I cannot pronounce your name very well, so I better not say it, just say your position, okay? So, but I really, really admired your work with us. And you can say this conference, we only spent 3 months and to planning this conference. And you did a very good job with us. And then I want to thank you and the OECD director and the Andrew Schneider. And he is a world scholar. And his research leading FWE to say how we can make the better life for our young generation. His significant research and leading all of the country and in the world to learn from his research data, and particularly his data and was a wake-up call for us and the developing countries, and how much we behind for another country. We want to catch up, but we thank you his outstanding work. Today, you will meet with him. And I want to thank you, FWE and the steering committee members. And you work so hard and to make this happen. And you work very well and with everybody in the world. But you never ask what FWE can give to you. You always say what you can do for FWE. So, and I want to thank you, all of you. And finally, I want you to know, very important person today is the senior chairman and CP's senior chairman. I want to say his name in Chinese, 谢国明先生. And we want you to know why we choose this place. It's because of him. And he is not just a world business leader, built a CP, become the top of the Asian company, and stand in the international and very important company. He also is a great father, his family, 4 generations, and will come. And because I think his 3rd generation together, and you can say, and he gave his children great education, and everybody graduate from the top university in the world. And at the same time, himself, and to devote education and build this magnificent building. That he doesn't spend the money to build his own palace. He built this, and for us to have opportunity to get together and to learn each other. And at the same time, he used this education to keep CP on the top of the business in the world, and he training people in this facility. And 4 years ago, he invited me to come to this place, and I see it. This place only 6 years, but I say his training from the Russian, from India, from China, right here, himself conduct a class and to tell them how you become today's business young leader. So, and I really think we so much respect him, and so much he gave to us and gave to the world. So let us welcome him and give him Prof. I want to talk one more point, international education. Everybody knows today's society, today's world, and because of the pandemic. But pandemic, we can cure pandemic, no problem. So I don't afraid the pandemic, but I very much afraid the people use education as a power to lead in their own country and to control people. We also use education to fool their people. So that is a big challenge for us. But we want to promote international education. And you can say, and many countries developed very well. My own motherland is China. And I respect Deng Xiaoping and President Jiang Zemin. He opened the door to let the young people study another country, particularly English-speaking countries. Then they built up today's China. So I think international education is very important. We are here to promote international education, to use OECD's data to say international competency, how important for us, how important we need to make the world work together, but we need to make sure our young people has an international education. We cannot close the door. We have to do what we believe to promote the international education. And I want you to know, FWE's mission, besides the workforce quality, and we do promote international education. International exchange is extremely important. International education is diplomacy. It's very important for our world get together. So for your children, for children's children, for future, the world has more peace. We need to work together. We want to make this place as education double. I want you to know, in foreign for World Economic Forum located in the Davos, but we are going to have world education located in CPLI. We want to make that happen. We want to make this become the international and center, the leadership center. And I have to tell you, today I carried a letter from the Dean of the Engineering School, Columbia University. And he told me, Chen, please help me deliver this letter to Senior Chairman, CP, Mr. Xie Guoming Xiansheng. And because Columbia wanted to come to this magnificent leadership center, we want to work with him. We want to make sure we can learn from him. So, and the Warden School, University of Pennsylvania, is my university. And the dean of the Warden School want to come to this center, wanted to learn from Senior Chairman how he can change Warden School's curriculum and how we can make the better future Warden students become the very good lifelong learning business leader. So all of this, we want to thank you, Chairman, CP, Senior Chairman, and let us stand up to welcome him to the stage.
ขอต้อนรับท่านประธานอาวุโสค่ะคุณธนิน
So may I invite our senior chairman, Mr. Dhanin Chearavanont from the CP Group.
in Thailand. Not that we acknowledging him today, but he will also do the honor by addressing us. He will now joining us on the stage to address us on challenge and opportunities for the new chapter of education.
Let's give him a round of applause and welcome him to the stage.
So today is another important day, and it is the pleasure that I get to stand here with all of you on behalf of CP Group. I would also like to learn from FWE, which has been recently established for the past 3 years. And you guys have a lot of performance and a lot of achievements, especially Dr. Cheng. I have respect for him for a very long time. And we also have coordinated at least for 2 events. Once in Paris, and we have another one in Shanghai. So he is of quite a certain age, but she still has the mind of a young person. So I understand the focus on the education much better working with Dr. Chen. And also many speakers that are present with us, whether online or offline. Our theme for this round is about education and how to build the future generations. Dr. Chen, you impressed me a lot. For the country that would be prosperous, the level of prosperity depends on the level of education of the population, because education makes people, and people builds everything. We are human beings, we build things. So today, I would like to speak briefly on the story of CP Group. For this institute, we've been working for 3 years, and for the construction and design, it was the work that combines the experience from the visit of many institutes like Samsung Institute, GE Institute, which I studied the practice from them, and also the Boeing. So what impresses me most is Jack Welch when I visit GE. So for GE, actually, they built or they made CEO. And when I talked to Jack Welch, I understand his thought that in the US, usually they work in silos. So everyone will have their own knowledge in depth, and they would only know it only in their part or in their field. So in the end, CEO is not well-rounded enough. And Jack Welch, he is the petrochemical doctorate degree. So now in the end, in GE, there's no one that have the expertise in the petrochemical industry. So Jack Welch worked his way from being the expertise, the expert, and then he moved on, rotate to work for sales because no one knows about the sales. And so he moved around and rotate until he knows the whole thing about the organization. And that was when he realized that a CEO or leaders are those who need to know it all. You know, if you know in silo or if you know only in depth in one particular field, then you will not have the well-rounded perspective for the execution as leader. So that's why I try to build in Thai word called Thao Kea or entrepreneur. Entrepreneur is the one who knows about everything in the business. And usually in the old days, when we have entrepreneur built, then they would buy off. Our competitors will buy them off from us. So that's why the US, they separate everything into silo. So when the company was, when the employee was bought off, then they would know only one type or one field of expertise. But as CP Group, we are not afraid of that. We want to build entrepreneur. And when we call Thao Kea, it is actually the old word, the word from the old world. But we want to modernize it, rephrase it to be someone who have well-rounded knowledge and with the business acumen and also the expertise in sales, distribution, PR, and advertisements. But people ask me whether I'm not afraid if someone will steal these people from me. And I said, no. Because if they have brighter future with competitors, then we have to be proud because we are building a good citizen of the society and of the country. Because people is everything. People is the key. Everything can be built with the right people. Whether it is the research, development, making changes, everything comes from human being or people. Whether you would build anything electronic, software, robotics, AI, everything comes from people. And then we need people to work on it. And we need the users who are the people as well. You have robotics, but you don't have people, then it's only a machine without a spirit. When you have data, you need analysts so that you can make use of it. And that needs people. And if you want to get the software, you also need the people who build it, who make it better, refine it, and improve it all the time. That's why I said everything lies on people. And most importantly, for CP Group, we have 6 core values. The first one, in everything we do, we think about the 3 benefits. No matter where we are, in any country in this world, we need to pay back to the country. CP Group, we grow and our home base is in Thailand, so we always return to the country. If you don't have gratitude, then you'll be too selfish to be leaders. If you are the leader of an organization, then the organization will be bankrupt soon. If you are ungrateful, then you would not know how to make a good decision. And you can judge that on the way they treat the family and their own people. So screening people is very important. So this is the key. We use gratitude as our screening criteria. And also we look for people with diligence, with self-sacrifice, those who learn how to give. These are important characteristics that we are looking for in our people. And of course, they can be more talented after training. But without these basic core values, then we do not see you as appropriate for our people. So we want to build leaders with all these characteristics, and then we'll build a business acumen for them. In the modern world, I understand well because I am once and always an entrepreneur, but I was new like 60 years ago. And when I was young, I would think that my thoughts are right, but the seniors, they would just brush it off because they would say that you are too young to understand things. But actually, I think I have knowledge, not less than those seniors at the least, because I learned from their errors, but I didn't have the right to say anything at all. My voice were not heard. And so when I became leader, I want to give them the voices, also the authority that comes with responsibility. And I give them the stage to shine, to present, and they would work as a startup, but using our money, they can make laws. I don't care about the laws if they learn from those laws. If they spend like 10,000 baht loss, but then they learn from that, they can build millions and hundreds of millions for me. So that's like the tutor fee, I would call it that. So if you want to build a new generation, you have to give them the authority to make decisions and room for them to make errors, but not to repeat them. Because when we work, we are, prone to make errors. And our principle here is do not fear to fail. But what I fear is the fail and fail again in the same mistake. So I want them all to understand and learn from their mistakes. And if you are too selfish, so you cannot answer to the core value, the first one, the three benefit, you have to think of the country first, and then the people, and then the organization. If you are to be the CEO, you have to think about the organization, and then the people or employees, and then yourself or the leader himself as the last to come. You have to learn how to give. You have to learn how to forgive. And you have to have the diligence and also patience and also perseverance. So you have to learn and relearn. No matter what age you are in, I always talk about the new generation and talk to them about this, that I'm still learning as well. And I can guarantee that this practice will work. Unless you get the wrong people, then that is another story. Because if you want to build a fighter, but you chose the runner, then it's not going to be fit for what we are expecting for. So if you want to build leaders, you have to find the potential candidates. For those in universities, sometimes they are leaders, but it's not right because sometimes they have good relationship. But I think gratitude must come first. This is the most important characteristic. And also they have to be a giver, forgiver. They have to be diligent, patient, and grateful, and generous as well. This will be the leadership qualities that we are looking for. If they are selfish, then we will not go for them. And if we fail, then the recruiter has to be responsible. If we get the wrong people, or sometimes if we get the right people, but still we fail, it is because the leaders are still not right or still not good enough. So if you want to build the leaders in the organization, I usually give the mid-managers the chance to be the sponsor for the project of the younger leadership programs, so that they would learn how to mentor in a remote way. So they cannot just micromanage the team. They can just coach them remotely, and we give new things to new people. I always reiterate on this, and I would always say, to the new generations that you can make mistakes. Don't worry, because it is a tutor fee that we have to pay for you to be good. And, I don't want to talk too long about this, but what's most important is the gratitude for your family. If you don't love your family, you don't treat them well, then you cannot love the organization. If you are ungrateful or unrespectful to your parents, how can you love and be loyal to the company? I take this very seriously, and also for the self-sacrificing person. I study a lot, and I don't know about other things, but in business acumen, I think that people in this generation is a lot brighter comparing to like 60 years ago. Well, we have the leaders that were in their 40s, like General Solid in the past, that he was one leader of Thailand government. So nowadays, leaders tend to be like in their 50 or 60, but now we have the Korat or the governor. We have the governor or the mayor that is only in the 40 years of age. So now we are back on track, because in the new world today, we need to let the new generations to be the leaders as fast as possible. So education. Actually, I think that everyone should finish their education when they are 18 years of age, for the business. But for other specific expertise or like engineering or the medical science, they must study further. But for the business, the young generation of 18 years of age, they would be most powerful in this age. And if they have to struggle for another 4 years in college, then it will be too late. 22 is already too late, if you ask me, because when you are 18, you're fresh, you're bright, and you have the power. So the younger we can release them from the education to equip them right, and then to have them ready at 18, that will be better than 22. And I firmly believe that education alone is not the best way, because for the degree and wisdom, sometimes when you want to get the wisdom, it's not just come with the education. When you finish or graduate, you get a degree, right? So that comes from good memory, but wisdom comes from patience, and it comes from taking actions. And also you learn from the success and failure. You learn from all of that, and that you gain the wisdom. So it doesn't come easy. It's not just like when you graduate and you will get that, you just get a degree, and it comes from your good memory and diligence. So I feel that wisdom is important, and learning by action will help you to learn faster and learn by heart. And if we give room for them to make mistakes and learn from that with the authority to make decisions and support them, CPLI, we build the entrepreneur just like project team members. Like we provide them with the mentors, but we give them the authority to make decisions. So it's going to be a small startup. And I think that this practice works magic. So if we don't get the right people, sometimes we have the wrong people. Sometimes we have some organizations that have too many processes or the silos. Sometimes the young generation, these trainees, they get confused because sometimes hierarchy gets in the way, or the complexity of the red tape sometimes get in the way. So it also gives me the knowledge on what to fix as well. And also I use the software for the monitoring of their performance. So every day they will learn about their profit and loss, not just in quarter or in month. And in every 3 months, if they perform well, they will get a raise every 3 months. But if they fail, then they have to be eliminated from the program as well. So it is a incentive and reward program. everything is fast and everything is efficient, which is among our core values. We have 3 benefit principle, the speed with quality, and the simplification, accepting change, innovate. And also for simplification, this is very important. CP is successful because we try to do the most difficult thing in the most simplified way. We need to make it easy enough, because for difficult things, people would not want to mess with it. And we want to make it a simple task that we can achieve. So all the 6 core values, especially the last one, integrity. You need to be honest. You need to be grateful. You cannot be only talented. You have to be grateful. You have to be grateful for the country that you grow and also the family that you grow from. And then the company, if they want to be the leader, then they have to learn all this by heart and live by it. So this is all that I prepare for today. So lastly, I would like to emphasize one more time. In my life, I never celebrate any success or achievement because I am satisfied only for a day. That is my principle. You know, when you work in a great task, the most difficult task, you will have a lot of challenges. For the smaller challenges, there will be less problems. For bigger attainments, there will be more challenges. You know, if it is too big, it can go international in terms of politics, geopolitics, or issues that may be global. And, you know, when I get into more mega projects, then people will say I go monopolize. So I never celebrate because I learn from all this experience that the bigger the challenge, the bigger the obstacles, the bigger the problems. So if you would work on bigger projects, then you have to be prepared for that too. The more you work, the bigger you work, there will be more obstacles and more difficulties for you to go through. So thank you for the opportunity, and thank you, Dr. Cheng, for being with us today, and also to give the CPLI a chance to be the venue for the event. I am always take pleasure in helping and driving for more support. And I appreciate Dr. Cheng a lot because she told me that for a country to prosper or to fail, it depends on education. If it goes wrong, from the mega power, you can become the country of nothing. But if we have the right education, the poorest country can be the superpower. So I believe in this with all my heart, that education is the key, especially to build the future generations. So I actually talk about something that is not my expertise, but I talk with experience. So thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Senior Chairman.
Powering speech, our senior chairman, Charoen Pokphand Group.
ขอเรียนเชิญประธานอ่านนะครับที่เป็นประธานของ
So next, I would like to invite the Vice Senior Chairman, Dr. Taulananda, who is also the President and Chairman of CPLI. He's been my advisor for decades, and he is the key driver for us to switch from the family business to conglomerates. You know, like 40 or 50 years ago, he has become my advisor until now. So let us invite Dr. for a short speech on CPLI and leadership and what is our practice. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, the Senior Chairman, Dhanin Chearavanont.
Pokphand Group, Mr. Dhanin Chearavanont, for such an inspiring and empowering speech.
Thank you very much, Senior Chairman, and thank you, Dr. Chen. Now we invite CPLI and CP Leadership Programs, the leader, to talk about CPLI. Now let's give him a round of applause.
ขอเรียนเชิญท่านดร.อาจเตาลานนท์ค่ะ Please welcome Senior Vice Chairman Charoen Pokphand Group to tell us more about CPLI and CP Leadership Program. ขอเรียนเชิญค่ะ
Good morning, Dr. Chen Davis, Senior Chairman Dhanin Chearavanont, honored guests, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning. I would like to welcome all of you to our CP Leadership Institute. I hope you have a happy stay here. I would like to add on what the Chairman, Senior Chairman Dhanin have said, and on the role of CP Leadership Institute in CP. I'm proud to inform you that CP has been doing business for 100 years this year, and this year is the beginning of the new century for CP. We are looking for the challenge in the new centuries. CP have started business from a small selling vegetable seed in Chinatown in Bangkok. And from vegetable seed, we developed into animal feed business. From animal feed into livestock raising, chicken, swine, and others, and livestock processing plant, crop growing, food business, and retail and telecommunication. All this business has been developed through technology. We acquire technology, developed through innovation. Technology and innovations come from people. Human beings made technology and innovation. So we realize that human resource is the key success, is our futures. And this is very important for us. We need talent. We need new people. Before, in the past, we acquire a talent from outside source. We use searching firms. However, people, new talents from outside source is not enough for us. Sometimes it doesn't fit with our culture as well. So we realize that we need to develop our own talent. We need to develop our new leaders. And that's for our futures. That's why, as Chairman Dhanin has said, that we look around, learning from experience of many leading companies in the world, how they're doing. So we decide to build a leadership center here in a resource place called Khao Yai here, which is near the national parks, and it's not so far from Bangkok, but it's remote enough to have a people to come here, have more concentrations. That's why we use this place to build our leadership center for our CP group. Our leadership center is not only the training center. We use this place to develop our new business, to develop our new strategies, transform our organizations. So it's many things combined. Every year, at the beginning of the years, our senior executive gather here, come from different places of the world. That's more than 500 people at one time that we gather here discussing on the vision, our vision, discussing on a new strategies for the business. And once we agree that, and every 2 months, they come again, reporting on the implementations of the strategy, reporting about the problem, the things they learned, and we amend our strategies. And that's why strategies has been developed here. And on the leadership development, here we start from a new young people just graduate from university, new leaders, middle career leaders, and senior leaders that has been developed as a leader here. We are talking about leaders. To us, we develop a management skill to become a professional managers, to become Thao Kẻ, as a chairman Dhanin have said. Thao Kẻ is a special meaning for us. Thao Kẻ may be more or less equivalent to entrepreneur, but to us it's something more than that. Thao Kẻ is, they have, as Chairman Dhanin have said, like a new startup. They have to know all the facets of business. They have to know how to buy. They have to know how to sell, how to produce. They have to know finance, how to use money. They have to know, they have to manage people. They have to communicate all aspects of the business. They have to know. But more than that, Thao Kẻ is something about the attitude. It's not the skill. Skill they can learn as a professional manager. But we develop Thao Kẻ attitudes to a new people. And from these new manager, from Thao Kẻ, we try to select those who has the quality of leadership. Leadership, as Chairman Dhanin have said, to us has many meaning. They have to know how to give. They have to know how to forgive. They have to be grateful. They have to have a special quality, but they have to adhere our 6 core value principle. That's more important. And besides talent, they have to have a moral, to have an integrity of themselves. That's the quality of leaders that we are looking for. How we develop these people, we use so-called action learning. They have to do things first before learning. We do not teach them in a class. We don't teach them theory. When we have a new graduate come, we put them to work right at the front line. They have to go to the shop floor, work as a group. And from the work, from the experience, they work, then they learn. If they found out that they need to know things, then we let them know. Then from doing things, then they learn. And they learn, as Chairman Dhanin have said, they will get wisdom, not just theory. Wisdom come from actual working. They learn from mistake. They do a lot of mistakes, but they will learn, they will remember. That's the way we do. And we give them a so-called sponsor as a people who give guidance, who give assistance to this Thao Kẻ, but not giving order, but they're just giving advice to them. And every month, Thao Kẻ will come here, gather here to report what they have done to a group of senior people from different business. They report what they have done, that what they have targeted, what the strategy, what they achieve, the problem encounter, how they solve the problems, and the problem that they could not solve, then they told the audience giving advice, giving them the way to solve the problems that they can learn. They know that besides these people learn from what they are doing, our senior executive also learn from these young people, learn from the problem that at the shop floor that they never know before. And this is a two-way, learn from each other. That's what they learn. And by doing this, that Thao Kẻ turn the lost business into profitable. Only maybe 6 months, they could turn it to profit. That's the way Thao Kẻ learn. That's the way we develop Thao Kẻ and develop leaders. And we also develop new business because we always give a Thao Kẻ the problem, the new business that we want to do. So a new business has been developed this way. And by gathering together the new generation, the old generation, we create a synergy in our group. We create a synergy, a new synergy. And this way, the organization has been transformed to a new direction. That's why I told you that this place, the Leadership Institute, it's not only the training center. It's also the place that we build a new business. We develop strategy. We transform our organization. So it's many objectives in one's institute. That is the role of our Leadership Institute. That's for CP Group. And I'm glad that the Forum for World Education gathered here today because it's coincide with our objective. Since you try to give the education for the future, that's what we need. We are at the downstream end. We are the market of the product of your forum. So good luck to you, Club. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Taulananda, Senior Vice Chairman, Charoen Pokphand Group, for telling us more about the story behind the success of CP and also the story about CPLI, where we are here right now, and also the CP Leadership Program. And thanks for letting us know what leadership really means at CP, what we can learn from the younger generation, and the way CP develops and transforms its business. Very interesting to learn.
Exactly. Actually, 3 years ago in Paris, Jack Ma said that he's the CEO of the company, not just the chief executive officer, but the chief education officer. I think that was really inspiring and really recurring to what we're talking about today is the business actions that are creating jobs and encouraging wisdoms of the world. And then thank you again, CP. So now let's welcome the messages from Thailand about the importance of education in preparing our workforce for the future.
Now let's hear it from Professor Dr. Anek Laothamatas, Minister of Higher Education, Science, Research and Innovation, who will join us virtually in this video.
สวัสดีครับท่านผู้เข้าร่วม Forum for World Education ทุกท่านผมในฐานะ
Good morning, all participants. I'm on behalf of Minister of Higher Education, Science, Research and Innovation of Thailand. Would like to emphasize that to developing our country in this era, the most important thing is about educations for higher education, science, research and innovations. For Thailand, during the past 3 years, the education, we already have the development many of the criteria. We give an opportunity for the society, economy to giving enforce to our organization. We also have a sandbox curriculum. So it means anything that obstruct the education or any criteria that are requesting to our committee, sandbox committee, as I am a president. So we need to make a decisions what is the correct, what is good things we will approve. And of course, after this, for the disruptions education, we need to proceed and initiate it to make a successful people to become successful in a very nearest future. Also, we could create funds and income for the children starting from the first day that they're starting to study, also getting income in the same time. It could be a very short time or 2 or 3 years that they can graduate and can earn the income in the futures. This is what I wanted to train the children, that they should know that the knowledge can leading to get fast incomes and sustainable income as well. We will not separate education from work. This is an roughly example for the education in Thailand that we already proceed and success in this project. We also need to export higher education, not just importing higher educations. Because this is also related about the relationships, hospitality, hotel, and food as well, even though Saudi Arabia also interested in this project as well. The King of Saudi Arabia also wanted Thailand to export the knowledge of higher educations. And of course, the science and technology in Thailand, I would like to mention that synchrotrons and chromatography also very important. Also, this machine also can get unlimited energy and only can found in Thailand, in ASEAN only. And also other projects in other countries. We have a project to sending people to the moon without any obstacle. And of course, we also coordinate for experimenting for the nuclear physics project with a very small particle that we call CERN Research Institute in Europe, which is the World International Experiment. The Thai people also getting involved in this experiment as well. This is our strategy for to cooperate with international sectors. So how can we get winning our heart through our both countries in our regions. So we also are the giver as well, and also having a good attitude and good gratitude to them. And also we're getting the developed country to support Thailand as well. So because we are grouping as the alliance of the centers in this area. And I would like to I hope that the higher education in this world will be in progress unlimited. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Minister of Higher Education, Science, Research, and Innovation.
Great, thank you very much. And we also have a message from Singapore on the importance of education in preparing our workforce for the future. From Dr. See Leng, the Minister for Manpower and the Second Minister for Trade and Industry, Singapore, in the next video. Let's take a look.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor to be given the opportunity to speak at the 2022 Forum for World Education. While I may not be here in person today, owing to other work commitments, I want to convey my heartfelt appreciation to the organizers, the Forum for World Education Organization and CP Group, who have arranged this meaningful forum to advance education and lifelong learning. Singapore is a small country with our people as our most valuable resource. To develop a robust economy, a strong workforce with relevant skill sets that meets industry needs is essential. As Singapore's Minister for Manpower and Second Minister for Trade and Industry, I understand and I appreciate the need to continuously develop the workforce, to prepare them and stay relevant in an increasingly volatile and complex world. Singapore believes that effectively developing the workforce starts from a young age. Our education system emphasizes the development of values and 21st century competencies. These competencies include critical thinking, civic literacy, global awareness, and cross-cultural skills, which have become ever more pertinent today. The recent years of living with COVID-19 pandemic has also underscored the importance of lifelong learning to ensure our workforce remains adaptable to unpredictable circumstances. It is for this reason that Singapore continues to invest in our people at every stage of their lives, in tandem with enterprise transformation. We continue to help as many displaced members of the workforce as we can by encouraging them to be persistent and to enable them to be effective in their job search. This includes constant lifelong education, training and upskilling to keep pace with the requirements of the economy and technology development. Our longer-term economic vision is to keep pace with disruptions through the industry transformation maps, or ITMs, and job transformation maps, JTMs, which empower our workers to continually elevate and enhance their existing skill sets. It heartens me to see that initiatives such as the Forum for World Education are actively taking steps to address these needs at an international level. I would like to commend the FWE organization and the CP Group for jointly organizing this year's forum. The forum provides a useful and encouraging platform where we can come together to discuss how we can better prepare our younger generation and workforce. This is a meaningful endeavor. I hope that it continues well into the future. I wish all a productive and enjoyable forum today. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Dr. See Leng, for your kind remarks. And ladies and gentlemen, you know that it is really a challenge to have all of you here in person at this conference.
Indeed, Lisa, especially during the COVID times, it's very hard for us to get everyone here from all over the world fly together to come to Thailand to join us at CPOI Institute. So we kindly invite every one of you to join us for a group photo session at the front of the